So welcome to another episode of Inside NuLife. This week we're at the amazing Albert Docks here in Liverpool, where we're restoring some wooden floors within the Tate Modern art gallery, and Jay empties a swimming pool in Lancashire.
Where's Mike? What's Michael? Is Mike in today? Unbelievable. I tell you what, you wouldn't catch him in a pair of these. There's no way he's getting out of his hush puppies, is there? And we can keep that one in, thanks.
So welcome to episode 5. In the early 1980s, Alan Bowness, director of the Tate, wanted to bring the Tate Modern up to the north. In doing so, he found this amazing warehouse at Liverpool Albert Docks. Historically, this place was once a bustling import and export cargo warehouse, but when the Tate took it over in the mid-80s, it was completely derelict. After they took it over, they completely refurbed the whole building, keeping a lot of the external features, as you can see, but completely revamped the inside. Once it opened in May 1988, this place became the modern Tate of the North, trying to welcome in a much younger audience. Now today, they are welcome around about 600,000 visitors every year, but of course at the minute it's closed during the pandemic. So today, let's go take a look inside. We're here restoring one of the wooden floors within the gallery. So this particular job it's in one of the galleries, and they've had an exhibit on the floor, which was multicoloured tape is the best way I can describe it. It looked amazing when it was down. We have got the job of restoring the floor now the tape's been pulled up, and as you can see there's an awful lot of tape residue on the floor, which is going to be a challenge for us because of the stickiness, and it'll stick to the belts and probably not make the belts last as long as what they should do. Hopefully you can see here on the floor the extent of the residue. Now it might not look too bad, but when we're sanding, this sort of thing could quite easily clog the belts up quite quickly. So we just need to make sure that we're not going through too many belts, and we don't need to maybe use something first of all to get rid of it. But so far, looking what the lads have done on the job, it looks like it's coming off well. The way currently we're going through the process to get rid of this is we're using a 40 grit sanding abrasive, which is taking the residue from the tape off and obviously resurfacing the wood at the same time.
We started the rough sanding process. We've got Gary here doing the edges, and we've got mesh on the sander at the top end. As you can see, the 40 grit is taking it off quite nicely. So the wood we're working with today is beech junkers. This is a pre-finished floor, so when it was installed, it was already finished. Now we're going to be using a 40 grit paper just to take that top layer of seal off, flatten it off, ready for when we move on to a 60s grit and then onto the 80s grit. As you can see, the 40s grit is just removing that top layer of seal and flattening it off nicely. On this job, we're not expecting too many challenges. We have the tape that's on the floor. Once that's off, pretty straightforward process, 40s, 60s, 80s, fine sand, and then we're ready for sealing.
Just talking about the tape on the floor, it's actually quite fitting at the moment that we've got this job where there's a real big problem with tape being on the floor, because all we're doing, or seem to be doing at the moment, is going around different buildings, different office blocks, getting rid of tape residue off floors, whether it's carpet, wood, stone. Because of the pandemic and everyone's got the 2 metre social distancing tape on the floors, it seems to be quite a big challenge for us. So we are going around an awful lot of sites getting rid of tape residues, and this one's just a mass of it, so we should be used to it by now.
We've got Sam set up with a solution of acid for the clean. We did a sample test when we first came, and obviously, but the pool was full, so we've not been able to really test these tiles. So Sam's gone in with an acid solution, not full strength, and as you can see, it's having an instant impact on the body fats and the scum on the pool. So it's going to make our life a hell of a lot easier, hopefully. Hopefully, we should get the pool done in a couple of hours. And then off to Greg's. Actually, they're probably a bit gutted I'm here to see that it's having such instant impact. It's one of them, if no one was here, they say, oh, it's going to drag on this. Have I got you sauced? Welcome to our latest project at NuLife. We're at a leisure centre in a Lancashire town. We're not going to give too much away, but we're working on the pool and poolside tiles, deep cleaning process. Time frames have created problems for the local council. It normally takes 2 weeks to empty and refill the pool, so they've obviously taken advantage of the pandemic, and they've called on our specialist services alongside Caster Solutions. We're here now in the throes of restoring the pool tiles and the poolside to as good as new, really.
So here we are in the Tate Modern Art Gallery, Liverpool. Weird, again another eerie building because it's completely closed. Got reception here, galleries are upstairs, and what's normally a bustling gift shop and restaurant's completely closed and empty. It's crazy. We've actually restored a lot of these floors through here in the past, a lot of the stone floors over the years. So we're used to doing that out of hours when it's closed, but at the minute it's just another eerie building that we're in with no one in whatsoever. And like I say, usually hundreds of thousands of people visit this place every year. It's bizarre. As the gallery is a charity, they have the donate station over here, so it's a worry for all businesses and charities, especially at the moment, that they've not got people coming in, not got supporting. So let's do our bit and donate back to the Tate. It's a good job my card didn't get rejected, isn't it? That would have been embarrassing, wouldn't it? As I've said in previous videos, we're trying to help and support as many clients as we can. Although we need to keep earning money, we're doing as much as we can to give back into our communities. So things like this always help.
We're just trying a bit of the acid on the tile because we were going to use an alkali solution. We've done a sample with an alkali solution on the poolside tiles, which came up well, but we're just going to try the acid, see if that does anything. Oh, one for the camera. Another 10-hour day. Oh, I'm doing this in Mike's boots, by the way. I had to borrow Mike's boots this morning. the first time these boots have seen any action anyway, you know. We've got rust spots, we've got the scum line, we've got all where the water line is. You can see the problems. This will be a challenge. I know this will be a challenge, getting this kind of stuff off, because there's a constant flow of water normally over this from the jacuzzi. So Paul's just, it's just trying a little bit of alkali solution on the poolside tiles, because the acid hasn't really had the desired effect. So when we did the sample, we used quite a strong 14 pH alkali, and a little bit of dwelling time, and it came up okay, so we'll probably go back to that. He's just trying something now. One of the things that we were brought in to look at was the jacuzzi, which if anybody's partaken in a jacuzzi, and it can be really relaxing and enjoyable to sit and chill, mainly with a bottle of Prosecco, but let's have a look. They'd obviously tried many different solutions and they were having no luck. So we came down and we were challenged with trying to remove some of this dirt from the jacuzzi, which is quite unsightly. I think it's fairly obvious. When the water's bubbling away, you tend not to see this a lot. You can see in here, this is the water trough. Again, that's constantly full. It's got a bit of green and algae in there. That's a constant flow of water, but again, we'll do our best with the acid and maybe have a bit of, we may even put a bit of bleach in there just to see if we can get rid of that green. Obviously there's going to be areas we're not going to be able to clean just purely based on time, the time that it's been open to the dirt, but we should see a massive result. We've got some excellent results on the jacuzzi. We've treated it, we've rinsed it and neutralised it, but we have remnants. As you can see here, there's a little bit of scum that's been remaining on the tile. So what we've got now, we've got the DOF steam system in place, and Paul is getting rid of the remaining bits of the scum. The acid has already been rinsed off here, so we're not spraying the DOF directly onto the acid, which would obviously take it into the atmosphere. So this has already been rinsed, so Paul is just coming along and doing the final DOF to get rid of any other remaining lines, scum lines and residues. So I'm going to leave them to it. I'm going to get back to the office and come back and join us when this project is nearing the end.
So we've finished sanding now at the Tate. As you can see, the floor's looking amazing. These two back sections were completely covered in multicoloured tape, and it's all come off nice. Now we move on to the sealing process. First of all, we're going to put the primer down, and my assistant Niall will come in now and help us get on with the sealing. So this is going to be the same process as the boardwalk last week. Again, we're using Junkers seal. First of all, we're going to put the pre-lack down. Because there's two of us on this job, we're going to split the room in half and do it in 2 runs and work our way out the back door.
So welcome back to the job that was going so well. We've now been faced with a couple of challenges. Everything has been coming down to the deep end, and we were told that the drainage was open, but unfortunately there's not enough water to sort the balance out in their balance tank and drain it off. So it's basically full and it won't go down unless we pump the water out. So what was initially a case of just sweeping the water into the hole and draining it is now we're going to have to empty this drain. We're going to have to pump it out into another drain. So it's just creating a bit more time and a couple of concerns. So yeah, it's not going as swimmingly as we anticipated. Boom. Where's Mike? What's Mike? Is Mike in today? Unbelievable. I tell you what, you wouldn't catch him in a pair of these. There's no way he's getting out of his hush puppies, is there? And we can keep that one in. Thanks.
We're back at the Tate Modern Art Gallery over in Liverpool. Just doing a check on the site once now the job's been completed to make sure it's all okay. Floor looks amazing. Again, the lads have done a super job. They were here for the full week last week, sanded the floors. Just looks amazing. Again, another happy customer, job done.
Hi. Hello. Hello there. Hello. Right. Hang on a minute. Welcome back to the Leisure Centre in Lancashire. We're here today. I've had a quick walk around with the client, just making sure everything has been boxed off and we've achieved what we set out to. So we're in the jacuzzi. This is the area where in particular you can see a massive difference from the early footage that we took prior to the start of the works. Amazing, looks really good. A little bit more inviting than it was prior to the start. And like I said, on numerous occasions the client was over the moon. The results speak for themselves. So let's have a walk around and have a look at everything else. So I'm going to have a quick walk around. We're in the next to the jacuzzi again. This will show you, highlight the results again with the blue, and this particular section was bad. Constant overflow of water and the chlorine created a real scum on the side of these tiles. Looks great, looks magnificent. We had a couple of challenges with the water staying in the deep end. Oh, excuse my but again we've rectified that. Obviously there's going to be one or two bits that when it fills up with water it'll filter it naturally anyway, part of the filtration process. So any remaining residues left over, there is a bit of grit knocking about, but that will all clean once the pool fills. Really pleased with it, really pleased. And we did it on time. So if you're watching this and you've got a leisure centre or a pool that's not been dropped and you're looking to get somebody in to clean it, you know who to call, don't you? But what was an old and tired looking pool has now been rejuvenated and looking clean, hygienic and ready for everyone to enjoy the end of lockdown. But no bombing, no diving, no running, no shouting, no ducking. No enjoying yourself by the looks of it. Great thing about this kind of work is that you come into something with a real challenge to achieve and beyond the expectations of the client, which we've done here. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you can see what we can do. So we're at the end of episode 5 and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, all of you, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Auf Wiedersehen. Cheers. Oh God, the thumb! What is with the thumb? There's no need for the thumb. There really isn't any need for it. Why? It's just a... It's just pointless. I hate it. I'm gonna have to do it with my hands in my pockets. So, thanks for coming out.